Hello, and welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager for Bona Adhesives.
I'm Rob Johnson from Bona Training.
How we doing, Rob?
I'm doing really good. How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. You got a little something going on with the lighting over there, I see.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's a Grim Reaper. Maybe my time is up.
It's like you're in a witness protection program or something.
Yeah.
And you steps outside of the shadow. There you go.
That is really weird, huh?
Yeah, it's odd.
Hmm.
Anyhow, so Rob,
You doing some traveling? Where were you last week?
yes, as a matter of fact, I was up in the great state of Michigan last week. Rob, I love Michigan. I really do. I love it there. I love what Michigan means to America. Yeah, it's not, Michigan is not the birthplace of the automobile, but no other state is more renowned for having put the nation and the industry on wheels like Michigan has. I love the fact that that's America, man. The big three came out of there, automakers, and changed the world, changed the culture, changed how we live by making cars in Michigan. And that's still that work ethic up there, man. They're just blue collar guys that not to mention the scenery, the unique food that's up in Michigan. I really like that state a lot and enjoyed my time up there and met some great guys.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan, absolutely.
Pure Michigan. Yeah, That's a good commercial. I like that.
While I'm thinking about it, I want to give a shout out to Averill. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Works with Justin Matson Hardwood Floors. Young kid. We talk about young kids in this industry. I really like this dude, man. Had a lot of energy. He's had a lot going for him. I met him. He just struck me as a pretty cool up and coming floor guy. So, yep, that was my week, and met a lot of guys. Had a lot of fun, and then exchanged some stories. And you know how it goes, Rob.
Did you get any fishing in?
I did not get any fishing in. I did on the weekend. I did on Sunday, I think it is. I know you saw it. I know you saw it. We all saw it. How horrible was it? You know what I'm talking about?
The fishing contest?
The tournament. Yeah.
Oh.
Was that stuff in the weights and the walleyes?
Yeah.
Could you imagine how mortifying that would be to get caught? I mean, they don't print enough money to take that shame of getting caught if doing something like that. Where do you go from there?
I did that one time.
What? Please say you didn't.
Oh, I did.
Absolutely.
Did. I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, was it a family?
Nope. It
tournament?
was every year. The elementary school in our town has a fishing contest for the kids, and it's not biggest fish. Okay, it's not the biggest fish that wins. They have catfish, bass, perch, sunfish, bluegill, and they'll just pull a random number out of length, and the kid who gets the fish closest to that length, what did I say? Length. What did I say? Length.
Oh.
The kid that gets closest to that length wins. Okay. So
it's interesting.
And the fish has to be live. So Bum and I got up one morning, probably around 4:30, and we were out there hitting it. As soon as the sun came up, lines were in the water. And he did catch a beautiful bass. And when we measured it, it was an eighth of an inch bigger than what it was called for.
I don't like the way this is going.
Yeah. So I cut the tail. I cut an eighth of an inch off the tail. I cheated. Yes, I cheated. So my son would win the contest.
How old was Bum at the time? 19?
He was in, I'm going to say he was probably in like the second or third grade, maybe third grade, because he was fishing pretty good by then.
Did he know that you cut the tail?
No.
Okay.
I said, boy, if we just cut the tail, man, that fish would be perfect. It would be right on. And he just looked at me and we both laughed. And then we got home. He went in to get ready for the school. And I cut the tail.
What'd you win?
He did not win.
Really?
He didn't win. I was like, I knew he was going to win. The whole time I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm father of the year. My boy's going to win.
Kind
And
of.
he's not going to know,
Hmm.
another FOY, father of the
Wow.
year, right?
Wow.
And he came home and I said, let's see it. Because I think he got pole, tackle box, trophy. He got a whole bunch of stuff, And he's like, no, somebody else won. I go, you got to be kidding. How is that? Well, karma. I probably cost him the tournament
Wow. Wow.
by doing a little snipping.
I'll be darned. No
Yep.
kidding.
And I said to the fish, I go, this is going to hurt me a lot more. It's going to hurt you. But
Mhm. There you go.
so,
Well,
yeah, I can't. I'm no better. I'm no better than those guys who did it.
yeah, but you would never do that with that much money on the line and everything like that. That's, man. Please tell me you wouldn't do that.
Look, everybody knows how I won, how my son won the Pinewood Derby. The
That's different though.
state Pinewood Derby. It's not that we broke the rules. We just went around rules that they didn't have.
Yeah. Rob,
So
they sit.
you know what? Maybe I'm
No.
not a very good person. Maybe that's
shoved,
it.
They shoved 8 pounds of lead in 5 fish. I mean,
How the hell do you do that?
that is so bad, man.
And the other thing is, don't the fish have to be alive?
I was thinking that, like, I think walleye. I've only fished bass tournaments, and I think walleye must be different. That they don't have to be alive. They probably wouldn't stay alive. I don't know, but surely that would kill them. So I'm thinking that they don't have to be alive when it's walleye. But you're done. Your family, your kids, your wife, your coworkers, you're a disgrace now. I can't imagine.
Does that make me a disgrace now for all the listeners out there? You're a
Well,
disgrace.
I know you too well. I'm gonna have to give you a pass because it was just a little small little. Look,
It
I'll
was
cheat my.
just
I'll cheat.
a
I'll cheat like a game of Monopoly. You have to watch my hands. Like I get very competitive, but something over money like that, man, no way.
how much money was involved in that tournament?
Oh, they won over $300,000 last year.
Oh God, I'd have cut the fish. Yeah, definitely.
What if? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a lot of money.
How do you shove 8 pounds of weight down the mouth of it?
You have to ask them.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they made a video.
Yeah. I'm surprised one day if someone doesn't shove
I've
lead weight down there.
I'm shocked that you don't see more of it.
Hmm. Well, let me
But
tell you something. I might be naive, but I've always said fishermen are super honest, and the tournaments are run fair and square, and there's no cheating. And I've always felt that way. I felt like most guys, there's a standard, but I will tell you, I remember there was a tournament these guys got caught cheating, where they caught the fish ahead of time, and they like tied them to a dock, and they picked them up in the morning. But the guy that owns the dock found the fish swimming there tied up. So he called the Department of Fish and Game. What they did, they took a punch, like for like a paper punch. When you lift up the dorsal fins in the back, like he would put a paper punch in between the fins. You know what I mean? So when
yeah.
they came to weigh him in, they saw him with binoculars and everything, and they said, "You all right? Well, you sure you want to weigh these in?" Yeah, we want to weigh him in. So they busted him. So yeah, too bad.
Now I tried to do that in a striper tournament, but we went out striper fishing the day before, and I thought, if we catch something really good, what we could do is just, tie a string around it and then hook it to the bridge, and then zip out the next day. But see, God got me on that one. 3 days we fished, not one striper.
It's like I
Not
don't
one.
even know you.
Oh, I'm bad. I know. I know. Yeah. And I didn't say I was gonna do that, but I thought, geez, what happens if you do catch just a mammoth striper that you could win?
See, a novice fisherman would think that way. A serious fisherman would not approach it like that. I have to believe.
I said that. out loud, but I don't think I could have done it if because my son and my cousin were on board. I don't think I could have done it in front of those guys. It'd have been pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. All right, Thief. Anyhow, what do you want to talk about today?
You've never cheated? You've never tried to bend the rules?
For money or something? No, I would never. No, I seriously would never done that. Now, if I'm betting against a friend for lunch, absolutely. Yeah, I mean you can't. Yeah, my friend Paul and I are so competitive, man, that I would absolutely do whatever it took to beat him, bar none, bar none, because he is ruthless when you bet against him with anything. So, but against people I don't know and stuff like that, no, I only cheat my friends. Yeah.
Do you cheat at Liar's Poker?
No, I've never really played liar's poker, but I would have to. Yeah, that's the whole game is cheating with that.
That's what I tried to explain to a guy one time. It's Liar's Poker, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You familiar on how to play it?
Yeah. You get the dollar bill. You
got the serial number on the dollar bill, and then you go back and forth with everybody in the circle, whatever. A pair of twos, a pair of this, a pair of that. And then when you say, okay, I call whatever, do you got him? And if I had him, I would say, no, I don't have him.
Yeah.
Now, if the guy checked my bill, okay, he's going to know I was lying and he's going to take the money. But I started playing with guys who never checked the bill. They just took your word for it. And then one guy called me out on it. Like he had won some money that I had. And he goes, you used this bill before and I asked you for fours.
Oh.
And you said you didn't have any. You didn't have it. I go, yeah, I lied. It's Liar's Poker. And he goes, that's cheating. I go, you can't cheat at Liar's Poker. He goes, no, that's cheating. And
you're the reason why the battleship sales went down. Because after a while, people, is there a hit? Nope, you didn't hit me.
Oh, please, I don't even want to go. That game is way too easy to cheat at.
Yeah.
Moving the ship around. And, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Rob.
What's that, bud?
Let's talk about getting to know your territory manager. And I think this is important, man, because, we always talk about it's gotten more complex now than ever before. There's more products out there. There's more systems out there. Used to be, as you always say, 36, 50, 80, screen it, stain it, done. There's just so many colors to choose from, so many sandpaper grits. Basically, we all did things pretty much the same way. Now it's all over the place. Technology's changed. I mean, look what Bona's come out with just in the last few months. I think it is important to know your territory manager. I was a territory manager. I think you were a territory manager too. Weren't you a territory manager?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So I think those relationships are important to me. Some guys, like I've had guys say, Wayne, I know you are if I need you. You don't need to call me. I don't need to call you. But if I need something, I know you're there. Perfectly fine. I'm totally fine with that relationship. But if you need a territory manager, and over the years I've had contractors that many of them to this day that turn out to be that are friends of mine. Some of them that there were young people that I could help mentor them a little bit. Some of them educated me. Some of them, just needed someone to holler at when they need something or whatever. And I just think those relationships are important and they should be on your phone. And, for reps today is a much tougher job to be a rep today than I think it ever has been by a landslide. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think with social media and, I think people are more exposed and more vulnerable than they are at any other time. That leash has gotten smaller with the remember the days before cell phones. If you had to get a hold of a rep, you wait till you get back in his office or those type of things, or maybe there was a pager. But now everybody has a cell phone. So, I think it's important to know who your rep is and have a relationship with them. And just reach out to the guys and let them know who you are. And I do think for the guys on the road, the reps on the road, I do think it is, with the territories have gotten bigger in some cases. And so it is, I think, a tougher job than it ever has been to be a rep. But anyhow, and I'm not complaining. I mean, we've both been contractors and we know how hard that job is, but I just think it'd be a good topic to talk about.
Well, Wayne, I don't know about you when you were contracting, but I didn't even know that I had reps.
Oh God, here he
Reached out
goes.
to anybody. We never.
Please
I
don't
mean,
mention
we were kind
Pete.
of in the
Please
dark,
don't mention.
you know.
I swear to God.
Pete and I never got to know any of our reps
I'm beginning to wonder if there really is a Pete.
at all, and what a huge mistake I think that was. One thing I want to touch on though, now that we're getting into this type of season,
I don't know how much longer this is going to go. I hope I get to go bass fishing tonight.
Let's talk about
last trip sucked.
Moisture, climate.
Feel kind of fat.
People are really,
I wonder what the appendix actually does.
You have got to watch your climate control. People are turning the heat off at night. Places are starting to get really cold. This is when
I wonder if left-handed
really
people are also
know
left-footed.
Your dew points. Okay, and I know that we've talked about it before, but let me just show another reminder.
I think when I jump, I always jump off my right foot. I wonder if that's because I'm right-footed or
that you
what.
know what that dew point is on the floor, so you're going to get
please wrap up. Wrap up.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Time to shine.
We're going to take the temperature of the floor.
Well, I don't disagree with you, Rob, but I find sometimes people.
Oh, here he comes, the great pontificator.
If you acclimate the floor like you're supposed to.
Oh, please.
And you listen to
more
all the
fishing
parameters
stories.
of what we've all learned in the NWFA over the years.
I hope he can squeeze another floor of the year remark in there.
You also need to look at relative humidity. You have to look at. And
man, this dude can talk.
Stack the boards properly on the job site when you need them to. And I think that is.
Oh yeah. What would Stan do?
And once you get into that habit, and all they are is habits.
Yes, Wayne, we know you're a national adhesive manager.
Go down that road, and all of a sudden you start finding yourself doing that on.
How happy are his brothers now that they can breathe?
You might get away with it for like 5 jobs or 6.
I wonder how many cats he's taken in since we started the show.
It's just going to make it all not worthwhile.
I wonder if anybody could tell if I started trimming my fingernails right now.
And you talk about getting to know the reps. Some of that education
on the floor with Rob and Wayne
is just passed down.
That still doesn't work.
Whoever to whoever. But having a good rep that
if it wasn't for YouTube, I could go get my charcoal lit right now.
It's important. And when it comes right down to it,
I'm pretty sure Pete could definitely take him.
I don't know. Maybe I think that's.
We get it. You go to the gym early in the morning and you hate everybody who wants to talk to you.
Well, let me break in here, Rob. So, getting to know your territory managers. Give me some of the reasons why you feel that's important.
Oh, definitely to keep you up to date on what's going on with Bona. We have so many products coming out. We have so many products that have come out over the past couple of years that if you're at least staying in touch with them, you're going to know what's new and also what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I think that's important. I mean, like you said, just look over the last few months that the things have come. Not only that they've come out, but there might be some little tips and techniques about how to use them and how other guys are using them and cut that learning curve down. After all, that's what the territory managers are there for. Frankly, that's what the regional training centers are there for. We talk about the new diamond sanding plates. It wouldn't be a bad idea if you want to check them out, get them out on a job, or talk to your territory manager, or bring them to the RTC and fool around with them. We also have a lot of product information and literature, and sometimes if you're not. If you're not in the habit of kind of going through and finding where all that's at, it's nice to have it right at your fingertips. If you're talking to a homeowner and you need a safety data sheet, or you need a technical data sheet, or you need something like that, or you need a sell sheet from Bona. I mean, just being able to access our website very easily. If you're dealing with designers and architects, man, there's an architect's toolbox on there.
Huge, right? Green Guard Gold certificates.
So even just to
Green
have a
Guard
guy,
certificates, LEED certificates. Right,
Yep.
That's all. That's your life, right?
Yeah. Yep. So even have the guy walk you through that. Have him bring you to lunch, or have him come out to a job and just kind of go through that kind of stuff, and just to kind of to know that you'll have it handy when you need it.
The other thing about our guys, they are a wealth of troubleshooting information. I mean, most of us were contractors at one point in time, um, before we came to Bona. And man, I mean, the information, the great thing about our TMs, if they don't know something, they can reach out to another TM. And a lot of them do. They network within themselves, and everybody knows who's strong at what. So we can get you answers, right away.
It's funny because when I went on the adhesive side of our business, people would call me and go, Wayne, what do you think about the sanding process for the power drive? And I tell them, I've been out of the loop now for several years on the power drive, but my go-to guy would be like a Brian Rathbun or Jeremiah Strong or Jeff Sheaves or whoever. We got so many guys that I would defer them to those guys. If you have a question about T-barring and rolling, well, yeah, come on. That's never go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even God, I hate to give you your props because nobody can give it to you like you. But
Thank you.
remember a couple of years ago, I had Bum call you. Bum called me up one day and he's like, "Talk to me about these natural oils." I think one of our competitors had just kind of started it up in the Albany area, and I said, "Dude, I would love to tell you what I know. I know a little bit." I said, "But call the man." And I gave him your number. And I remember, hearing back from both of you, how great you thought he was and how great you thought he was. And let me try that again. How great you thought he was and how great he thought you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd never heard the end of it,
Well, when you grab a kid, it's like he's been homeschooled by someone who's never been to school before, and you see the look in his eyes when he sees what the world is really like.
Right.
I almost cried.
When that really started with him?
Huh?
When he started really becoming a fisherman. Right? Like I brought him there and, taught him the little things. I wouldn't consider myself a great fisherman, okay? I like to fish. I don't think I'm the best at it, not even close. I'm no Wayne Highlander. But the amount of things that he started saying after he started really fishing and becoming a master was like, wow, you really didn't know anything. He really would start. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like at the time he was, I remember one time he was talking about, yeah, we should go flipping docks or something when he was younger. And I said, oh my God, no, that's, biggest waste of time. There's no fish under there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Self-taught bass fisherman. That's what I am.
All right. There's been a lot of changes in the industry trends that a lot of times the territory managers will know about right away because we have such a great networking of territory managers at Bona that cover all different parts of the country. If you're in the Midwest, maybe they're seeing something out in California that you aren't seeing yet, or vice versa, or maybe in Miami, where a lot of trends start in Miami, and we have guys that maybe ahead of the curve on oils and stuff like that with a craft oil because they're using that market quicker than in other markets. We can pull that information, and of course when we have all that together, we with you at the schools that you bring that knowledge. And the one thing about the schools that you've always said that we get guys, it's not only just what they learned at the school, but what they learn from each other is as big a part of the school as anything. And I think so that networking is important. So I guess I would hate for guys to think like they're on an island, you know what I mean, where you can't get a hold of a guy or you don't have someone, because we say it all the time too. I think every one of us have said this, is that, look, it don't even have to be our product. If you're on a job and you're stuck, and maybe just, I have a guy who's way more experienced than I am. And he'll call me just sometimes. He goes, "Hey, here's what I think. What do you think?" And we'll kick it back and forth. And maybe he'll take some of mine and some of his, or maybe he'll disagree with me. Come on,
I don't
that's not really true.
know.
There is it?
Yeah, yeah.
No, but
I don't
maybe he won't like my advice, and maybe he'll go with you know what I mean. But it's like myself. Whenever I have I really want to know an answer to something, or I'm really whatever, I call my brother Doug, because I've known him for somewhat, for my whole life, so many years. I've known him my whole life, and I've worked with him for over 20 years, and I know how he works and how he thinks, and I know if it's something that he endorses, that's good enough for me because I know him. So I think if you don't have a guy that you can do that with, I maybe reaching out to the territory man, just a beginning relationship with these guys, I think is important. And it's not that they need to call you all the time or you want that type of interaction, but just to have that on your speed dial when you need something, I think is nice to have.
remember the Shell Answer Man? Remember those commercials?
I do not.
The Shell Answer Man.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was old time. It was like I would say 70s or 80s commercial.
Hmm.
And it was just this dude that had like the white jacket on, what do they call it?
Like a yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And it said Shell, right?
hmm.
And then somebody would just scream out a question to him, like how long is this motor oil going to work? How long is it? When should we change our motor oil? And then the Shell Answer Man would give you the answer, and how can I get better mileage on my car? And the Shell Answer Man, he'd give you that answer.
Mm.
Now I'm really showing my age.
You are, but you bring up
With the
something interesting.
Shell Answer Man, that's what these guys are.
You bring up an interesting thing though when you say that, is because we don't work in an industry that is that straightforward, do we? You know what I mean?
No.
You change your miles at 3,000 miles or whatever. The flooring doesn't work like that. And I have to say this too, is that we may not have all the answers. I always tell reps that no matter what manufacturer you work for, I think one of the most important thing is if you don't know, say you don't know. Don't BS anybody. It's too much work. These jobs are too hard, and you don't want to lead anybody down the wrong path. So that's important too. That if you don't know, you don't know. I'd rather someone tell me that than tell me something that's going to lead me down the wrong path. But I mean, there's a lot of there's thousands of years of experience at Bona. If you look across the room with all the contracts in there. So if we don't have the answer, we can usually darn sure get that answer for you.
We'll get it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another great thing about our guys, I know a lot of contractors out there, they don't carry a lot of inventory. That's why Bona runs through distribution, just so distribution can do that. But product availability, boy, our guys are fantastic at that. You need something in a pinch, and the distributor, geez, I just sold my last case or whatever. Call your territory manager. He's going to know the closest guy to you and where to get it and how to get it.
I used to know a distributor that I dealt with that I could say to him sometimes, "All right, man, it's Friday. I'm not going to be able to get there by the time you close." And people are probably already know what I'm going to say. Can you put a case of traffic outside behind the dumpster and I'll pick it up on the way home? I mean, there's a lot of great distributor people that do that. Fantastic. They know that how important it is for us to get the material, get on the jobs. So, and as a territory manager, I know we've all been there before too, where a guy goes, "Hey man, I need 2 quarts of white stain. Do you have anything?" And maybe they do. And it feels good to help somebody out like that. You know what I mean? So that's always a possibility. That what, or if I don't have someone have the product, I know somebody who does have the product. I can make a call, on your behalf, and maybe he can give you a couple quarts or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
So you just never know. I just think it's important to network with good people.
Absolutely. The other thing about Bona and the Bona Territory Managers, I don't want to, I'm not saying anything bad about other manufacturers, but man, nobody has the lineup that we have as far as machines, abrasives, adhesives, finishes, stains, oils. Uh, Help me out here, right? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, and now we're so big with the adhesives. Now I'm throwing installation in there,
Hmm.
and our guys
Well,
know a lot about all of those things.
well, I almost hate to say this, but you've led me down this path.
Uh-oh.
Um, my floor of the year. Every single product that touched that floor, from the ground up, from the machine to the vacuum to the um, uh, brush,
Sandpaper.
sandpaper, Tampico brush, the craft oil, wood filler, every single thing that touched that floor, from the power station all the way up, was a Bona product, and that was important to me because, I mean, there's I don't know too many manufacturers that can, from machines all the way down, all the way up, is the
Right.
same manufacturer.
100%.
Yeah.
You won
So,
floor of the year.
oh, let's not.
Do you hear that?
Wait a minute.
That's pretty,
Wait,
yeah.
is it louder than it normally is? Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I just think that that it's important, and we don't want to drone on too much about it. But if you don't know your territory manager, also please check out the Bona website, which has been revamped, and you can find your territory managers on, or reach out to Rob and I, or what have you, or your distributor or whatever, and be more than happy. Would actually be honored that you would make the call, and grateful for your partnership, and thankful for your partnership, and it would mean a lot to us, mean a lot to the guys, and that's. Hey, by the way, when I was talking about that, I want to mention. Oh, I want to. So anyway, 1 second, real quick here. The NWFA is coming up. And yes, you can say, Wayne, it's in 2023. It's too far off to think about. But we always get busy, and guys say, "Oh man, I can't go because I didn't, it kind of snuck up on me." So I want to tell you guys right now, because I hope to see everybody there. It is in Milwaukee this year, and it's 208 days, 16 hours, 6 minutes, and 40 seconds away. I'm on the NWFA website already, the Expo Countdown, 208 days, 16 hours, 6 minutes, and now 32 seconds. I hope everybody shows up for that, man. That is our time of the year. Put that on your calendar.
Don't not go because it's Milwaukee.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me
tell you something.
Before you
I
do,
love Milwaukee.
Let me get this out here. I'm going to forget. Then you can go. It's May 2nd through the 4th. Okay. Now, please pontificate.
Don't not go because it's Milwaukee. Okay. I know a lot of people are going to think, Milwaukee. Milwaukee is an awesome town. Have you spent any time there?
One time, years and years ago.
Oh my God. When guys are asking me, my buddies and stuff, oh, what's your favorite town there? Everybody's saying, oh, he's going to say Vegas or Nashville. Let me tell you, Milwaukee is right up there. We have a blast every time we did work in Milwaukee or we did trainings in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a fun town, great people, great downtown, very easy to maneuver. I'm telling you, it was supposed to be in Milwaukee a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and
Wasn't
when
it?
the pandemic
I think
hit.
that's right.
Yeah.
COVID hit, but man, you will absolutely love the town of Milwaukee.
And it's at the Wilson Center. Yes, the Wilson Center. So 208 days away. Put it on your calendar, man. May 2nd through the 4th. I hope you do come there, just because we'd love to see you and hang out, and the network. We talk about networking with the people. There's a great seminars and education and all kinds of good reasons to go there. And so, there's a lot of like-minded people there that do what we do. So yeah, I hope you do get a chance to show up. All right. We don't have to go on much more than that. Rob and I really appreciate you listening to the every episode that you listen to. I don't take it for granted you listen to every episode, but but we really do appreciate it, and thank you for that. So this has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. Please stay tuned for another episode.